What's up, guys? It's Celtic here, and today I'm going to do a review of the Arts Kai figure Meryl Silverburgh from Metal Gear Solid. Straight out of the packaging, she looks amazingly detailed and look very incredible because I love this figure a lot. Quickly going to show you the packaging from this figure. Came in pretty much your typical Arts packaging. Got the Windows display box, sticker of the 25th anniversary. Can't believe it's been 25 years since the Metal Gear came out. As well as, here's the back of the packaging. Show you the many poses you could do with this figure. From the side, logos. On the other side, you have Meryl, the head sculpt, which I'll go into detail later on. That's it. Again, this is an incredible figure, and this is just looking very detailed. She comes with accessories. She comes with a closed fist for her left hand, and then she comes with two right hands that are open, one for holding the gun and one for holding a knife. I find it real weird that Square Enix decided to have these two hands as an index finger extending, like for pulling the trigger. Because at first I thought, these two hands would be compatible to holding the gun no matter what, but I was wrong. And well, you can easily distinguish because this one has a wider gap for holding the gun, while this one has a smaller one to hold the knife. But in my opinion, I believe this hand should have like a closed open fist to hold the knife. To me, it seems make a lot more sense in that way. And speaking of the knife, here it is, very nicely detailed. I like it. As well as she comes with her gun as well, or the Desert Eagle. Sorry for that mistake, it's been a while since I played that game. Paint applications look really nice. Well, pretty simple really. Pretty much got the black on the handle. And I say you could have used a darker black paint on this thing, because from a distance it's kind of hard to distinguish, if there's any black paint at all. And it all seems all gray, again, from a distance. But up close you can easily distinguish it, as you can see. But it is what it is. I really don't mind it as well. But yeah, she stands like around 9 to 10 inches tall. She's got a very amount of detail, and the paint application is incredible again. And as you can see from the paint on her pants, you got some got some light green paint, as well as darker from the sides of her pants to give us some nice detail and depth. As well as her tank top, there's some white blemishes there. These look very nice. And from the back of her tank top, you can see some more white blemishes here to show that her shoulder blades are sticking out, which is really nice, like that. Also, you got the paint on the boots, which look very nice and very detailed. She's got this strap on the top of her ankle right there. Very nice. And then boots, very textured and very detailed, which is very incredible. Zooming up close, you can see the amount of detail from the belts around her waist and her thighs, and how detailed it is really amazing. Not only the paint applications on the silver buckles itself, which is like very nicely detailed, very neat. No paint splotches or anything like that. Very professionally done. More details on those pouches on the side of her waist on that belt, and very amount of detail on them as well. It's very incredible. As well as even more on the left of her body, and there's a very great amount of detail on the holster for her gun and her knife. I can see there's a silver indicating like for a button there for that one of those pouches. Not to mention the different shading of paint, sort of the darker areas and lighter areas, which is very nice. As well as her holster, it's very nice and detailed, especially the strap to close the holster. Very nice. And I got this peg there, which is kind of a bit of a pain to put it in and out. It's easy to take it out, but it's pain to put it in because it's so soft. So I rather wish it would have like a little stiff peg there. Details on the head sculpt is amazing. As you can see, there's like so much detail on her hair, as well as on her eyes. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there you go. With better lighting, she has green eyes, very lovely. and got like that little smirk that she has. So Meryl's raising eyebrow, giving you a look, saying like, "Do you really want to mess with me?" Or, don't underestimate this chick because she's really does pack a punch, as she does prove in the game. And as you can see, there's like very nice paint applications on her hair, where it's like some more detail. It's like some nice bright red on top, some dark red on the bottom, on the middle of it, and then coming to the edges of her hair. Her spikes is like very darker and very nice detailed, very nice and pointy. Zooming in up close, I don't know if you can see, but right there you can see like the eyelashes and underneath Meryl's eyes, which looks absolutely great. I love how Square Enix put a lot amount of detail from the smallest things in their figures, and you can see even more of her green eyes, which looks absolutely lovely. I can pretty much see how why Solid Snake pretty much like fall into her the first time he met her in that bathroom during the game. One of the things I do notice in this figure is that the elbow pads on Meryl just pretty much stick out whenever you bend them in any direction, and it could be a problem for some, but the way I see it, it's not pretty much of a big deal, because apparently these parts do come off, as I once took it off in the packaging. At first I thought, when I first toyed around with it, I thought I actually accidentally broke it, but as you can see, these do come right off, and apparently the one left came off too. See right there, there's this hook that actually pegs in with one of the elbow pads. Zooming in up close, you can see that this black bar right there pretty much connects with the hook on Meryl's elbows, and it's pretty nice that Square Enix noticed that sort of thing, so that way people who actually won't accidentally break their figures that way. But as you can see, the hook is a very decent amount of length right there. Trying to get this thing focused. There we go. And yeah, it's a decent length. You don't have to worry about breaking it. But either way, I say you should still be careful regardless, because despite how thick this thing might be, trying to get this thing zoomed in more. Focus it. There we go. It's not. It's not. Yeah. It's very nicely thick in its way, but either way, I think the way I see it, you should guys be careful with taking out or placing those elbow pads in there, because if you guys happen to display this figure and it will actually fall at a certain height and probably on her back, these things will pretty much are prone to break, despite not being too careful enough. So definitely give you a heads up on that. So articulation for this figure, she got a ball joint on her head. She's got a good range of motion. Ball joint on her chest, which moved nicely as well. Got a ball joint on her waist. Can swivel nicely and move left and right for good range. Her arms rotating at 360 degrees. She's got her bicep swivel. Unfortunately, on the left is going to be tough, and I don't really want to break it. Can swivel left and right. She's got an elbow joint. Go good 90 degrees and rotate or swivel left and right. Her wrist can rotate as well. And one of the big improvements with this figure is that she got ratchet joints on her thighs now, so you can actually pose her in numerous ways without her worry about weight distribution or having to stand properly. So now you could just like pose her with no problem at all. And her legs go in and out. There's some restrictions because the crotch piece is kind of a bit stiff. So again, left and right for kickstand for that long. She's got a thigh swivel. Mine is a bit stiff, but this a little bit loose. Got ratchet knee joints, a little bit stiff. Kickstand like so. As well as she got a swivel on her feet. Can move left and right, but not too much, because the way how her boots are designed, so it kind of restricts that. Also, as going back and forth with her feet, again, not too much, because again, the way her boot is designed. But she got a pivot on her foot, which is very nicely done. And here is Meryl being back to back with Solid Snake, which looks pretty damn nice. And both seem to be ready for battle. And well, the height difference, the scale is pretty nice. She's tend to be a little bit shorter than Snake, but I guess it's probably, you know, how the way I had the knees joint bent and all. I think this is why the height difference is not like, you know, the same. She might be a bit shorter, if not the same height as Snake, but you know, it's pretty nice, well within scale, and then the better side by side. Trying to get this figure stand on its own. The suppressor come out. It's hard to like get Snake on his feet. You know, this guy should be able to do it himself. So there you have it. You know, scale's pretty damn decent. Yeah, overall, I'm really happy with this figure. You know, I'm really happy the way Meryl turned out. You know, she's very incredibly detailed. Everything I love from her is great, and I highly recommend her. You know, she's a welcome addition to the Arts Kai line, as well as to any collection, to any diehard Metal Gear Solid fans. I mean, she's definitely worth getting. She's definitely worth the $70, and I'm actually looking forward to getting Raiden for both Metal Gear Solid 2 and Rising Revengeance from Arts, as well as Solid Snake. And finally, they're bringing Liquid Snake, so I'm happy to have the both Snakes within my collection. I'm very, very, very happy and very looking forward to it. Again, I wish I would get my hands on Cyborg Ninja, or Arts release more Cyborg Ninjas, because I'm pretty sure a good amount of people didn't get one, and I would really, really would not like to pay those scalpers that amount of money for what they're asking for on eBay and Amazon. Thank you guys so much for the review. Hopefully you find this helpful, and see you next time, and keep on collecting. Before the review, Meryl has shared me a message that she'd like to get across from Square Enix, whether if they are not watching this, and I totally agree with the message, and I'm pretty sure for you guys as well. So Meryl, what would you like to ask the people at Square Enix? Square Enix, please release more Solid Snake and Cyborg Ninja, please. I couldn't agree with you more, Meryl. Nicely done.